Hello there everybody, my name is Darshan Govender. Welcome to ByteFusion. In today's video, we are going to talk about a programming language called Python. Let's get right into it. Here's an introduction to Python. Python was founded by Guido van Rossum in the year 1991. So Guido had a vision that he wanted to create a programming language that reduced complexity, making code easier to read and easier to maintain. So he came up with a programming language called Python. Now, Python is not actually derived from the snake Python, it's actually derived from Monty Python's Flying Circus. Python is an open source programming language, meaning that it's free to use and free to distribute. One way of reducing complexity in Python is by using indentation in code. Indentation is basically the gap from the first line to the first word in a code block. And instead of having to use syntax such as brackets or braces, you would use indentation instead. Another way that syntax was reduced in Python was by not including semicolons at the end of a statement. Here's a fun picture of a Python eating a C++, Java, and C# book. So there are actually 4 ways to describe Python. First is that Python is an interpreter programming language, meaning that code is interpreted line by line during runtime. Python is also dynamically typed. In other words, variables or variable types are defined during runtime. Python is object-oriented, meaning that it includes classes and objects. And finally, Python contains a vast collection of frameworks and libraries. Here's an example of some of the libraries and frameworks that can be used in Python. We have Pandas, Seaborn, Keras, and TensorFlow. And just to name one that's not on this list, you can also think of the Django as a framework. While we go through this course, we will learn about the different frameworks and libraries. Python is a very common language that's used by many large companies. Some of these include Google, Facebook, Netflix, Spotify, and Dropbox. So if you ever find yourself wanting to become a Python developer, these are some of the companies that you can look to for the position of a Python developer. The common use cases of Python are data analysis, machine learning and AI, web development, automation and scripting, and software development and testing. Now, one thing that's good about Python is that it has a vast community to learn from. So you'll always be able to learn and update your knowledge on the programming language itself. Some of these communities include Slack, Stack Overflow, Reddit, Discord. One community that you may have heard of is called PyCon. And PyCon is basically a community where developers get together to code in Python. And of course, the one community that you can learn about Python is YouTube, which is the one that you are currently using right now. And that's Python. Hey everyone, so that was a short, simple introduction to Python. Going forward in this course, we're going to pick up on Python from the very beginner level to an advanced level. And just to make things exciting, I want to take on important leaps or milestones. So when we get to our final milestone, for instance, we might be talking about machine learning, which is a big thing that Python is used for. So I hope that you will stay with me in this course and be able to learn and grasp how to program in this language. It's a very simple language to understand. As I said, it reduces complexity of code. This is a programming language that you can become fond of, and something that you can learn to get an idea or a practical sense of how to program. Right. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Out.